Good evening, you're watching the evening bulletin of Northeast Wave Shots with me Pratima Sharma. Here are the headlines. Starting off with the national news. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 81 crore landmark milestone today. Till now, 81 crore 73 lakh 95,763 vaccine doses have been administered. Government to resume COVID-19 vaccine exports to COVAX under Vaccine Made 3. Health Minister Mansukh informed that India will be resuming export of vaccine under Vaccine Made 3 in order to fulfill the commitment of India towards COVAX, in line with the motto Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Union Minister for Port, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal virtually flagged off the dwarf container train service from Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust on 20th of September. With this, the first consignment of laden dwarf containers from Dwarf Container Depot DCD at the port was moved by train to ICD Kanpur. Prime Minister Modi to share his thoughts with people in Mann Ki Baat on 26th of September. Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment Virendra Kumar says Centre has been extending all cooperation to border states to fight against drug menace. He says border states like Rajasthan, Punjab and Sikkim, among others, the problem of drugs is a major issue of concern. Union Minister of Road Transport and Safety Nitin Gadkari said the centre will get revenues worth ₹1,500 crore every month from the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway when it becomes operational in 2023. The 8-lane expressway is likely to be completed by 2023. Andhra Pradesh government will soon start online sale of cinema tickets in the state. This has become a reality after all stakeholders, including producers, distributors and exhibitors, have expressed unanimous view of the issue. Public bicycles stolen and taken home in Chandigarh. Vandalism is Chandigarh's public bike sharing system. Officers said that there have been several instances when the basket of a bicycle has been found damaged. Even the seat, pedal and lock of the bikes have been damaged by unruly users. Gujarat Communist Party of India leader Kanhaiya Kumar and independent Gujarat MLA Jignesh Mewani are set to join the Congress on 2nd of October. Punjab Charanjit Singh Chani ji sworn in as Punjab's Chief Minister on 20th of September. Uttar Pradesh President of Akhil Bharatiya Akhara Parishad and Mahanat of Bade Hanuman Temple Narendra Giri was found dead in Prayagraj. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has condoled the death of the Mahant. Police team investigating the reasons behind the death. The police are suspecting it to be a case of suicide. Tamil Nadu, if the centralized medical entrance exam NEET continues, then there might not be enough expert doctors for being employed in the government hospitals, reveals 165 pages report of retired Justice Rajan Committee titled Report of the High-Level Committee to Study the Impact of NEET on Medical Admissions in Tamil Nadu. The Justice A.K. Rajan Committee was formed by the government of Tamil Nadu to study the socio-economic impact of NEET. Telangana, led by the Congress, all opposition parties in Telangana decided to fight unitedly against the anti-farmer policies of the BJP government at the centre and the Telangana Rashtra Samiti government in the state. The opposition parties also decided to launch a series of agitation programs on subjects pertaining to tribal lands, land acquisitions and Dharani portal. West Bengal, BJP President JP Nadda on 20th of September appointed former Uttarakhand Governor Baby Rani Maurya and former West Bengal BJP Chief Dilip Ghosh as National Vice Presidents of the party, with Lok Sabha Member of Parliament from Balughat Sukanta Nazumdar as West Bengal BJP President. Babu Supriyo formally joined Trinamool Congress on 18th of September after he had quit the BJP following the recent Union Cabinet reshuffle. He said West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee is among the top front-runners for the Prime Ministerial post in 2024. Bollywood. Actor Sonu Sood breaking his silence on tax raise at his Mumbai home and office last week and allegations of tax evasion said today that every rupee in his foundation was awaiting its turn to save a life. He also took a swipe at the income tax department, commenting that he had been busy attending to guests for 4 days. Moving forward with the defense news, President Ramnath Kovind conferred the National Florence Nightingale Award 2022 Deputy Director General of Military Nursing Service Brig S.V. Saraswati. She has been conferred the award in a virtual ceremony for her immense contribution to the MNS as Nurse Administrator. Locals of Arunachal Pradesh accorded a heartwarming welcome to the Swarnim Vijay Marshal on his victory march from Jung to Tawang. Defense Ministry plans uniform retirement age for Army, Navy and Air Force, more years of service. The move is expected to help cut salary, pension bills and address issues of re-employment and staff shortage. India is the world's third largest defense spender, but much of it is on wages. India had earlier this year emerged as the world's third biggest defense spender after US and China. India outranked Russia, on which it is heavily dependent for defense equipment. Aini Air Force Base, also known as Gisar Air Base, is a military air base in Tajikistan, just 10 km west of the capital, Dushanbe. The base is jointly operated by the Indian Air Force and the Tajik Air Force. It is also India's first overseas air base. Since 2014, India has deployed Su-30 MKI in limited numbers at this base. The base was extensively used by Indian Air Force as a standby base for its aircraft to evacuate Indian nationals from Kabul airport amid the Afghan crisis. Moving forward with international news, Prime Minister Modi met Minister of Foreign Affairs of Saudi Arabia Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud on 20th of September. The meeting reviewed progress on various ongoing bilateral initiatives, including those taken under the aegis of Strategic Partnership Council established between both countries. The meeting also allowed exchange of perspectives on regional developments, including the situation in Afghanistan. The Prime Minister conveyed his special thanks and appreciation to Saudi Arabia for looking after the welfare of the Indian diaspora during the COVID-19 pandemic. The United Kingdom is forming a group of red zone countries, arrivals from which will be considered to be unvaccinated, even if they are fully vaccinated. However, fully vaccinated people of non-red countries such as Africa or South America or countries including UAE, India, Turkey, Jordan, Thailand, Russia, as per the Boris Johnson-led government, will be treated as unvaccinated. Passengers who aren't recognized as being fully vaccinated with authorized vaccines and certificates under England's international travel rules will still have to take a pre-departure test, a day 2 and day 8 PCR test, and self-isolate for 10 days upon their return from a non-red list country under the new two-tier travel program as per the new UK travel rules. Amid a decline in COVID cases in the country, India may soon reopen its doors for foreign tourists for the first time in 1.5 years. First 5 lakh foreign tourists will be issued visas free of cost in an attempt to revive the tourism, hospitality and aviation sectors. Now coming toward the world news, the Taliban's effective ban on women working sank is on Monday, sparking raise over the dramatic loss of rights after millions of female teachers and girls were banned from secondary school education. After placing a softer version of the brutal and repressive regime of the 1990s, the Islamic fundamentalists are tightening the control of women's freedoms 1 month after seizing power. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the deadly bombings that targeted the Taliban in eastern Afghanistan. In the attack, at least 8 people, including scores of Taliban fighters, were killed in last week. Moving towards the sports news. Kolkata Knight Riders beat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 9 wickets at Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur virtually interacted with Sports Minister of States and Union Territories across the country to discuss the further promotion of sports in the country. So this is all for today. Keep watching Northeast Wave Shots. We are also available on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. This is me, Pratima Sharma, signing off for today. Good night.